Hello to you. I'm Kathleen Arola-Johnson of Creative Solace Studios. In this episode of my top 5 in 5 minutes, I would like to share the 5 reasons why I loved being a park ranger. Back in my early 20s and mid-20s, I was a park ranger in national parks, a national forest, a state park, and a city nature center. I'm feeling a bit nostalgic, so I'd like to reminisce about the reasons why those jobs were so special. The first reason I loved working as a park ranger was because of nature. Living in nature, working in nature, learning about nature. I experienced prairie badlands, the vastness of the southwestern desert, the largest breeding grounds of bald eagles in the lower 48 states, the headwaters of the Mississippi River, and snowshoeing around a marsh in the city wetlands. All of these were part of my former working environments, and I loved the natural environment that I was in. Secondly, I enjoyed learning about the cultural history of the parks where I worked. Each land has its own story to tell, not just the natural story, but also the story of people in relation to that particular land, from years and years ago, ancient cultures, to modern day civilizations. The third reason I liked working in parks was because of the community of park rangers. Wow, there's a great community of park rangers out there. I got to work with, live with, socialize with, hike with, explore the land with some great individuals. Diverse people who all came together for a particular season and a particular purpose of learning about the land and sharing it with the public. Fourth, the job of teaching and sharing a park that I loved with vacationing families was extremely rewarding. My job titles were either interpreter, interpretive park ranger, or naturalist. So that meant sharing the park and information about it with people who came to visit the park. That was either at a visitor center desk, or at a campfire program, a guided hike. I even got to do a few guided horseback rides and some historic tours through a castle. The method of teaching that I especially loved in the parks was the emphasis on inquiry and encouraging people to get the spark of learning for themselves, giving them the information and then inspiring them to continue their own process of discovery. The fifth reason that I loved working in parks was because of the feeling of freedom, an escape from the hustle and bustle of daily life in a city, kind of a retreat into nature, which goes along with my first topic about being in nature, but it even goes beyond that. Being in a park is a feeling of purifying and cleansing the mind, the body, the spirit, kind of like a spiritual capsule to escape the clutter of everyday life. When we remove buildings, roads, vehicles, objects from our view, we kind of get down to the basics of what really matters in life and connect to our shared humanity, being on a land that was here long before we ever came into existence. Those are the top 5 reasons why I loved being a park ranger and still carry that specialness with me today. Whether you're also a ranger or just an appreciator of the parks and a visitor to them, I hope that you get to experience some of the immense beauty and the uniqueness that our parks have to offer.